Okay, our next topic that we're going to get into is going to be Microsoft Entra. This is another topic that's not exactly on the AZ 801 exam, but it's a core technology that sits between everything in Azure, and it's really helpful to understand all the different elements that are involved with it. It is a little bit different because it stands between Microsoft 365 and all of the Office applications and licenses and Azure itself in granting role-based access control and managing identities. But understanding the components of Azure are really good to give yourself an idea of how identities are managed and created in the 365 platform. So the sort of topics we're going to go over in the next series of videos for Entra are listed at the top there. We're going to talk about the division between 365, Entra, and Azure, how they're kind of linked and how they're separate, and what the permissions look like granting permissions in 365 versus Azure using Entra as your identity service. Then we're going to talk about the actual identities and the different types of identities, how they're used, what they are, that sort of thing. We're going to have a topic that talks about SSO and authentication methods because Entra is tied directly with single sign-on for an Entra Connect domain or a domain that's tied to Entra, which is going to be most corporate domains. And there's because it's an IDP and a platform used for authentication, you can use all the different web-based authentications there as well. So we're going to talk about what that looks like. And then the last topic we're going to get into is conditional access because that becomes kind of a fundamental security platform that's used to control access to applications or areas or a number of different security contexts. There's a lot of flexibility there. This isn't going to cover everything that's available in Entra, but the goal is to give you a good overview of all the different elements that are available so that you're familiar with the platform. And that will tie into just about any other component you're working on with Azure 365. So our next video, we'll go ahead and get started on the comparison of those different products, and we will see you there.